live. Let those notifications go out. Let me make some adjustments here. Yeah, we go. All right, y'all, listen. Wow. Unplugging from the matrix. Woo! And it's mentally and spiritually, you all, too. Because, wow. Unplugging from the matrix. Unplugging from the matrix. It's a process. It really, truly is. As we go through the renewing of the mind, right? The transformation process. But let those notifications go out. Because there's, the deception that are all around us. The narcissistic matrix, full of deception. Remember, I tell y'all, 80% deception, 20% legit. There's a reason for that. Because, 80% deception. Yeah. We do that self-reflecting chosen one like we're supposed to. And, oh my gosh. Wow. It's a lot to unpack. Because the Lord had me thinking about all of the products over the years that I bought. Because I believed the lies about those products. Because I was experiencing a radio frequency symptom. But didn't know that at the time. And now that I do, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I ain't falling for that again. But I can tell you that's part of what the Jezebel case study did with her physical assault. She's trying to bring back everything because the devil has nothing new under the sun. So I'm fully aware that with certain things that occur radio frequency symptom-wise, as I unplug from the matrix, I'm noticing these things and I remind myself, I ain't got to go buy that cream. I don't need that under eye cream because this is just temporary. It's a radio frequency symptom that just got to come to pass. I know that now. So, no, I'm not going to go, I'm not spending unnecessary money. I'm not going to go buy a bunch of products that I don't need. I trust God. Jesus is on the job. The healing is ongoing from the physical side of things. And so, I'm not going to fall for all that. That's part of unplugging from the matrix. You become more aware. Yeah, let those notifications go out. I am Michelle Dickey, your host for CHA, Let's Just Chat Show. Streaming on the YouTube channel Narcissism and Cognitive Dissonance, where trauma healing and spiritual growth are front and center while combating radio frequencies for healthier living. And I know that, there we go. And I know that there are those who will check in and see where we're at. If we're in a hotel room, they'll check and see if we're in the car. They're checking, they're looking at this, they're looking at that, they're looking for bruising. I know, we're not stupid. Okay, we see that they're checking in on that, and we don't care, because they're gonna check in one day and be real surprised. You just watch. That's why I said unplugging from the matrix. We ain't falling for the deception anymore. We're not falling for the inconsistencies. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I got to share with you all here in a little bit another God revelation, because I said to myself, well, if you continue to go back and forth between one environment and another, and things are a little bit different, but not, you won't notice it if you are under a heavy cloud of that hypnosis, right? If you are fever induced, if you will, with too much salt inside the body, and the body's internal heat is too high and you're not able to think clearly. And so if you're, if that's happening, and you won't notice it, and because of all of the hype around outward appearances and how society views this and that and the other, and that it wants you to think that there's something wrong with you, and there ain't nothing wrong with you. So it's all part of unplugging from the matrix, because we have to do this, and we have to realize that we spent a lot of money on things that we never needed, but now we know this. And we're like, okay, hold on a second. And that's just another way that we kick the devil out of our finances, is by realizing, no, we're not going to buy that. Because, see, okay, if you are going from one environment to another, and there's some inconsistencies that you don't notice, well, then you are likely going to go and buy some anti-aging creams and other things. Because what you're seeing in the mirror, you're not happy with. And so, yeah. But because you don't know it's a radio frequency symptom or just an optical illusion. Oh, yeah. See, that happened to me. Going from the hotel and then to my extended stay room. Okay, the mirror and the lighting. Oh, yeah. If you're not aware of it, it can play with your head. It can play with your head about how you truly look. Because if a person does not know how they truly look, that's what can trick them into buying all these things they don't need. All these creams and all these lotions and all of this other stuff. Now, makeup, listen, y'all, makeup's a whole different story, okay? Some of us, that's just our style, all right? That's just who we are. That we know who we are in Christ, and that's it, bottom line. But we know we don't need it. We know we don't need it. But I'm talking about when it comes to certain things that we know will heal. For example, this right here that I know is just a result of my, the circulation being cut off when the bra got tightened and the choker would, as I was being dragged down the stairs. So I know that's just a result of that. And believe me, every moment I can feel the heat coming from that area. Oh yeah, I can feel the heat. And so it's just a matter of time, for that to heal. But I can tell you that, yeah, if the old version of me didn't know that, if I didn't know what really happened to me, and the old version came back for whatever reason, then yeah, I'd be out there buying some anti-aging neck cream, what have you, when that's not what's going on. No, I'm recovering from a physical assault. And there's too much salt that got trapped there that, yeah, so when I eat and stuff like that, and if there's not enough circulation going through, it's going to heat up a little bit. So it's got some bruising going on. And that just got to heal. That's all. Every storm is temporary. And so, no, I'm not going to go buy a bunch of anti-aging creams and eye creams and eye drops and stuff that I now know we don't need. Because radio frequency symptoms, they will heal. And the physical assault, the bruising side of things, will heal too. Because they are. Things are healing. One day at a time. One day at a time. Got to trust God's process. Got to trust God's process. It's all part of unplugging from the matrix. Hello. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Because this is deep. This is deep. Unplugging from the matrix. And when I tell y'all about the thing going on with the physical assault, things like that we discovered bruises much later, I'm not doing that for sympathy. I'm doing it to let y'all know that it is through Christ who strengthens us. And this is part of the realization that our whole lives, as we went through certain things, because nothing that I'm experiencing is new. It is not new. I've already been through this. I remember the season where I used to think I had bad sinuses. I used to think that I had allergies. So I would go and I would buy all these drops, these eye drops and allergy pills and stuff. No more. It's radio frequency symptoms. It gotta heal. And it will. Because I remember when I used that stuff and I was taking that stuff, all it did was prolong the symptom to keep me buying more of that garbage full of more chemical self-sabotage, right? There you go. So we're not doing it again. We're not falling for that deception again. We are unplugging from the matrix. Unplugging from the matrix as part of the renewing of the mind and the spiritual awakening. Because we know that we trust God and God guides our step. He has, man, let me tell y'all something. The lesson that we've learned in this short season. Oh my gosh. And that's one of them. About the inconsistencies. Because we all would get tricked. If you go to different environments and if you're not aware of it and you see yourself in the mirror and you look one way and then you go to another mirror and it's like, remember at the festival or carnivals or whatever, right? Yeah, that house of mirrors or whatever that yeah. Okay. That's what it reminds me of. All those different mirrors, and you would pass by. And we used to, at that time, it was funny because those mirrors, Think about that for a moment. Think about it. The world is the stage. So why is it when I go, okay, for example, the hotel, the mirror, right? And the way that things were a lot lower in the bathroom, right, because the depth perception. And I said, why does it seem as though I look taller here? And then I went back to the extended stay room, which is just right up the road, right? I just went because I'm doing the comparison, and I looked at that bathroom sink a little higher, and the mirror is set differently. And I actually, I looked my real height. It's just the way that you go, oh yeah, and I was like, wait a minute, hold up a second. So yeah, I did they're not two-way mirrors. I did the check, y'all. I did the check. They're not two-way mirrors, but the one that was in the hotel definitely was. It's like it was one from the carnival mirror, right? It was one of those mirrors from the haunted house, the horror house, whatever. You go in and there's all these different mirrors, and you look thinner and taller, or shorter, or fatter, or whatever in this one, and then you kind of walk along and you look different in each mirror, right? The optical illusion thingy. But they can do that with mirrors. If they can do that with mirrors, let that sink in. If the Matrix can do that with mirrors for a carnival, and we are living on a world stage, what did that make you think they can do with mirrors in hotel rooms? What about the mirrors in your home? You know how it says on your side mirrors, okay, it says object in mirror are closer than they appear. Really? So if they can make that side mirror make things look as though they're farther away while telling you that they're actually closer than they appear, what does that tell you about mirrors in the Matrix? The inconsistencies in the mirror. Because that will trick a person who is unaware into thinking things about themselves that aren't true. And so they'll go out and they'll buy all these unnecessary products that have what in them? Chemicals. More chemicals that their skin will absorb and just feed right into that. Their depth perception is off. But that's what it reminded me of when I was looking in the mirror in the hotel room, and I said, it looks as though it's straight up and down on the wall. I checked that, but I found it to be very intriguing. I said, but I stand off, and I'm like, I understand the counter's lower. I said, but that mirror has a reflection as though it's slanted this way, so I look taller. Right, and so because it's a little bit lower, it's showing more of my body. I go to my extended stay room, and everything's up waistline, right? But I stand back about the same spot, okay? Same amount of distance, right? Yes, you're going to hear that's the airplane, okay? Airplane going that way. It's not a Project Bluebeam plane. It's an actual airplane. You can hear it. All right, and so, yeah, in the extended stay room mirror, and I'll look, and I'm like, okay, hold on a second. I look my actual height. That mirror is a regular mirror. It is straight up and down. So that tells me that the mirror in my extended stay room, that's it. That's it. Because the one in the hotel that I stayed in for the last few days, by the way, y'all, again, you'll hear me apologize, but I really shouldn't. It's just, it was a noisy place. So we're not going to stay there again. I mean, I got a decent deal for the room and everything, but it was way too noisy. Way too noisy. You know, right. If it wasn't for the ministry and needing to do this work and create videos and things like that, it would have been really no big deal. It wouldn't have bothered me none. But to get work done and stuff like that, it was way too noisy. Way too noisy for a business trip, if you will. So, anyhow, oh, convenient location, yeah. But, anyhow, that mirror, I swear, it's one of them carnival mirrors in there compared to the one that's in my extended stay room where I actually live. And I said to myself, okay, yeah, inconsistencies. But see, when you become aware of these things. And so I'm thinking about it as I go pick up some food And I'm thinking about this, and I said, well, but why though? And that's when it dawned on me. I said, oh my gosh. I said, think about all the years that I got tricked. And I did. I was in my, I was in my late 20s, or no, my early 30s. Early 30s, you all. And I was already using under eye cream. I remember that season. Because I thought it looked like I had puppy under eyes. And I now realize, no, hold on a second. That's just an illusion. And if I do look like I have those, you got to remember also salt, fluid, radio frequency symptoms. Okay, see, now that we're aware of that, it's like I'm not going to go buy that eye cream. If that does occur, I just take some cold, there you go, some ice pack, cold compresses. That's it. It's that simple, y'all. There's a tip for whoever needs it. If you find yourself, okay, because we're exposed to radio frequency poisoning all the time, and if we've got a little more salt inside our body than usual, it's going to retain water, and so it can retain a little bit of water there. So look, cold pack, okay, ice pack, all right, ice pack. It worked. Ice pack, cool it down, because you cool it down, that helps the circulation to increase. Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay, yep. And so I'm noticing that as we continue to unplug from the matrix, and I see. Okay, here we go. All right, the chat. Yes. Right. Yeah, back in the car, where it's a little quieter, with the exception of some outside aircraft and stuff. But a false or evil mirror, thank you. Yeah, is a matrix and narcissism. Yeah, it does that. I swear I was like, mirrors in the matrix. I'll bet we're going to start noticing that a lot more. Now that we're aware of it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so carnival-like to me. When I noticed that mirror and then the mirror where I stay, I'm like, yo. And if you're not aware of it, it can easily trick you into thinking that you need to go buy this cream or that cream or what have you. Because that other thing I've learned is that cellulite is not real. That's air pockets, y'all. Just start walking it. You'll get rid of those. Let your body do it, but those are air pockets. That's not cellulite. Cellulite ain't real. Think about the lighting. Yeah, no, it's not. Air pocket. That's what God revealed to me. So don't go out there buying a bunch, because all that cream that they sell for that, look at the chemicals that are in there. Look at the chemicals. Seriously. Well, yeah, it can. And I think that, oh, you know what? That's another thing. Yeah, right. You can feel like a kid again if you are visiting different places and have to adjust to the height of things that are different each time. Yeah, and I think that that could be another reason for the inconsistencies right there. Make you feel like a kid again. You know how the Matrix wants to keep everybody in toddlerhood? Like the narcissist being toddler in adult body. How the Matrix treats everybody as if they are still children. That would be it right there. You nailed it right there, Chris. You nailed it. You nailed it, because that makes sense. The Matrix will need everybody to continue thinking in childhood, right? To keep them living in the past, which is what they want. These narcissists want to keep people living in the past. That's what the devil wants, right? Live in the past, not fit for the kingdom of God. Luke 9, verse 6-2. Exactly. No man that putteth his hand to the plow and look at that is fit for the kingdom of God. So the devil knows this, and that's another way he does it. Because if he can continue to trick people into feeling as though they're a kid again, wow. I can see that. Because the height of the toilet and things in the hotel room compared to where I'm at in the extended stay room where I live, yeah, big difference. But I see exactly where you're coming from. Because being in that other hotel room where things were lower, As if, right, as if I'm a smaller child once again. That's it. That's part of the narcissism. And then, of course, the mirror being like a carnival mirror. But then you have to think about lighting, though, too. Lighting. You know how they talk about it for content creators and things like that. That make sure your lighting is lighting can make you look really good. Think about that for a minute. Because right now, we're just in the natural sunlight. We're in natural ambient light. We are just in natural ambient light, which means, aside from the makeup, this is how we look. And then, of course, this is temporary, y'all. I know hey, listen, it's coming along, okay? It's coming along. Exactly. There you go. That's it right there. The Matrix trying to regress us back into childhood. Wow. That's profound. See, y'all, this is all part of, let's keep unplugging from the Matrix. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Unplug from the Matrix and we get, oh man, that's it right there. Wants us to regress back to childhood all the time. Holding on to trauma. Oh man, that is significant. That's profound right there. Because the Matrix can keep you going back to childhood, keeps you living in the past. Oh man, your autonomic nervous system, the ANS is your inner child. Okay, there's a connection there. Right, because the Matrix is catering to the childhood. It caters to the childlike fantasies. It caters to the inner child. It caters to the inner child, obviously. And the trauma that's associated with all of that. That's profound. That is profound. But we can see it now as we continue to unplug from the Matrix. Wow. All those inconsistencies definitely will trick a lot of people into buying all these unnecessary products. So that remember, if the devil can't get to you himself, right, he sends the narcissist. If that doesn't work, he tries to get us to do it to ourselves. And that's the big way he does it. With all those inconsistencies. Think about it. And how it go, because if we don't see something a certain way, right, well, see, chosen ones, we walking and living by faith, not by sight. But if we see something a certain way, get tricked into going and buying product that have a bunch of chemicals in them, and we go rubbing that stuff on our skin, now we're doing it to ourselves. That's called self-sabotaging. And so we're just doing it to ourselves. At that point, oh man. Wow. And that just continues to feed into the radio frequency poisoning side of things too. Speaking of which, hey, fellow warriors, your fridge organizer is available on the Patreon channel in the shop now. Yes, okay, it is RF Tips and Hacks number 2. It's where I give you all the tips and share with you the importance of changing out your containers and your baggies to help your food, your healthier food, live longer. That's right, by keeping excess moisture out. Because despite what the Matrix, all part of unplugging from the Matrix, things that I've learned, tried and true, that if you keep an eye on the moisture, if you start to see moisture build up inside the baggie, it's time to change the baggie. You've still got plenty of food. Broccoli, okay? Got plenty of broccoli in there, but there's a little bit of moisture start. Okay, change that baggie out. Or if you use the airtight container, same thing. Okay, you got to watch the level of moisture. So you learn about that. And then also I have some photos with a medium-sized refrigerator that many of us have because we're living in small spaces. And so we have like a medium-sized refrigerator. And so I give you some pictures of my fridge and its organization to give you a guide. Okay? So it's there for you. It's all part of combating radio frequency for healthier living by keeping our foods, yes, the abundance, okay? Keeping our foods longer because they don't go bad as quick as the Matrix told us they do, okay? Of course, it depends on a lot of things, but just know that. And how are you going to know when a container needs to be changed if you're not organized inside the fridge? And so you're not going to waste. Okay, you won't be wasting money. All right, you'll be able to prolong your healthier food a lot longer, because I'm here to tell you that if done right and you keep an eye on it and you keep that moisture, if it's airtight and you keep that moisture to a minimum, then you're going to see that it will last for several weeks. It can last, right? You might go through a few extra baggies, but it's well worth it. I'm telling you right now, it's well worth it. So you're not running to the store as often. That's right. That's right. Okay, and of course, circumstances. Now, those same concepts can be applied to the larger refrigerators as well. You just have to you have to think outside the box. All right, so that is now available at the Patreon shop. By the way, everybody, other digital product, RF tips and hacks #1, and then the high protein, low carb menu guide, all those things, digital product. Okay, CHA Patreon digital product link is in the description below. Okay, there's several links listed below, y'all. Check them out. Okay, because we got more stuff coming. Yes, your fridge organization help has arrived. Okay, and then right, that's the other thing. Okay, thank you. So let's get back to that. Our autonomic nervous system being the inner child, having to constantly adjust even as an adult because of the inconsistency. Thank you, Chris. You just answered a question. Oh, glory be to God. That's the other lesson I was trying to pinpoint from going back and forth as to what my ANS would do, and that's exactly what it was. From that hotel, because that hotel room is a little bit bigger, by the way, space-wise, and then the extended stay room I'm in just a little bit smaller. And so my ANF was having to adjust perception-wise to the amount of space. Thank you. Okay, because I was like, I felt the response, and it wasn't a bad one. It was just more like okay, I see where we're at, but it got used to the extra space. Okay. Wow. All right. Yes. Thank you for answering that, Chris. I appreciate it. Thank you, God. He just answered me through you as our ANF was trying to constantly adjust as I was going back and forth between the two places. I was trying to figure out why my ANS was responding that certain way. And like I said, it wasn't a bad way. It was just like a hesitation of sorts. Which is not bad, by the way. Yeah, it's not. I mean, if your ANS hesitates, that's not a bad thing. You're like, hold up a second. I was trying to put my finger on it. That's it. Because all those inconsistencies inside the matrix will do that to an ANS that is trying to heal. An ANS that is in the process of healing. But see, we're aware of it. That's the difference, whereas we weren't before. So if we're constantly going back and forth between different environments and there's all those inconsistencies, then our autonomic nervous system is going to have to keep readjusting even as an adult. And so that will cause it to be hesitant, which does play on our circulatory system. Our nervous system and the circulatory. Oh my gosh. Thank you. That's it. So now she knows she won't have to do that. Okay. All right. Little Michelle, good to go. All right. Yes. It's just that I needed to become aware of it. That my ANF was having to adjust, which is what was messing with my perception. My depth perception was being played with as the ANF was trying to adjust between the two places. And it didn't take long. But that's it. Okay, wow. And see, I can tell you that over time, if you aren't aware of that, boy, it can play on the psyche. That can totally play on the psyche. Wow, all right, let's keep unplugging from the matrix. There you go. That's awesome right there. And yeah, poor lighting can make us look ill. That's right. It sure can. No, there are no videos included with the organizer guide, but I can make notes of doing some things for you all there on the Patreon channel. Okay, because the organization of the fridge, obviously, depending on what I buy, it does change a little bit. So, kind of like cooking demos. Hey, I got you. I got you covered, y'all. I got you covered. I got you covered. Kind of like cooking demos, but let's do some fridge. So, that guide will serve as a starting point for you. Got it. Listen, I know some of y'all may be thinking, wow, that seems like really lame. No, it's not. This is a very, very important thing for anyone who maybe didn't used to cook and is now cooking and has never been taught. You got to think about it. Narcissistic parents do not teach their kids basic life skills like this. So this is like basic life skill teaching right here. Narcissistic parents do not take the time out to teach their kids these things. So yours truly gonna bring it. Fridge organizing demos. Yes, on Patreon. And you know what? You got it. You got it. Yep. You got it. We'll work on that. I mean, it may not be a long list, but we certainly can, because I know that since doing those photos, I have added, and there's been some changes. Like, in other words, the bottled water, okay, and stuff. So I now have a picture of unsweet tea on the top shelf now. So some things have changed, but it's still organized. And so I'll be able to, just like in real time, be able to give you the video of how we're doing that. Absolutely. Whenever I get something out and downside the container, got it. Yep, when it comes time to change one of those containers, we got you covered. All right, we got you covered. So, and organization will help clear. Right, organization to help clear the subconscious. Absolutely. Because if your refrigerator's disorganization is bothering you in the subconscious, yeah, I get it. I get it, but yeah, and so now, all right, we'll take care of that as let's continue unplugging from the matrix, because you just made another great point about all those inconsistencies causing a lot of retail spending. Okay, a lot of unnecessary spending that encourages entitlement. Absolutely. Right. The goodies that we're encouraged to spend or waste our money on, all kinds of things that are supposed to make us look better or feel better or what have you. And you have to ask yourself, well, what does that feed on? That feeds on the demon of insecurity. Yeah, it feeds on the demon of insecurity. So, chosen ones, as we are awakened and we get that healthy level of confidence, then we should not feel the need to have to buy that stuff in the first place. No, we shouldn't. Because we have that healthy level of self-confidence. So I need y'all to understand that no matter what the Jezebel case study tried to do, she tried to destroy my healthy level of self-confidence by trying to disfigure my looks and things. But these are just bruises that are healing, y'all. Yeah, they're just bruises that are healing. Excess salt that got trapped holding water there. I feel the heat and it's healing. It's healing. I'm not going to go buy a bunch of crap I don't need. I'm going to get up here and I'll share with y'all what's going on because I'm aware of it. I know what it is. Yeah, we know how to elevate to get the bruising to heal. Yeah, I did the research. Okay, and so let me share it with y'all. I forget who it was. So God forgive me. Well, credit goes where credit is due. It was a doctor, of course, and he suggested that you keep your bruises out of direct sunlight. One of the things I did not know about in the very beginning. Yeah, keep them out of direct sunlight, and then elevation. Right? If you find some time, like let's say you have a little bit of bruising on the ankle. Okay, you want to find some way, somehow to elevate that. relax, lay back, and then elevate. Get your foot up for a little bit. I say my goal, okay, I would say 10 to 15 minutes at a time. A little goes a long way, believe me. Believe me. And then here's another tip I have for y'all. If you are recovering from any kind of bruising and your body's a little hot in that spot, hand towel, okay? Wet the hand towel, wring it out, and then you can fold it like this. Unplugging from the matrix, give y'all some tips to help y'all if you're trying to heal from them bruises so you don't be wasting money on all kinds of creams all the time. I bought the Arnicare for the beginning, but now we're getting off that stuff. Okay, we're getting off that stuff. And so you fold it once like that, and then fold it this way after you get it wet and you wring it out real good, and then you roll it up, and you'll find a little spot in your refrigerator and put it in there. That'll be your cold compress. Okay, be a cold compress. Believe me, the next day it'll be nice and cold for you. And you can wrap it on that ankle. If you got a bruise on the ankle, wrap it on that ankle and elevate. Yep, for however long you need, at least 10 minutes. I would say a minimum of 10 minutes. You could go 15 to 20, okay? It depends on your time frame, but elevate for at least 10 minutes. Get the pressure up and let the circulation, okay? That'll help the bruise heal. Oh, yeah, and then keep it out of direct sunlight. That's the one thing I did not know about there in the beginning, and I did research, and I said, because we've been ice packing and putting that Arnicare cream on, but I was like, okay, I'm spending way too much money on Arnicare cream. This is ridiculous. What else can I do? And so I did the research, and I said, I need to be putting some pants on when I go walking. Get them suckers out of the direct sunlight, and let me tell you, that doctor's right about that. Oh, he is so right about that. Get them bruises out of the direct sunlight. And I was like, okay, now as far as like this one and some of the other bruising, right, it's a challenge, but we figuring it out. We're getting around that resistance, okay? So there's a few tips for you all as we continue to unplug from the matrix, all right? And basically, you can do the cold compresses anytime. If you feel, let's say you feel like this area here is just a little too warm, yeah, have you a cold compress, hand towel, wet it, wring it out, put it in the fridge overnight. 24 hours later, you got you a nice cold compress. That's all you need. Put it on there. Oh, you'll feel so much better. And so that's the other thing. So we're learning how not to spend unnecessary money on things, okay? We're learning to look at the things that we have. Here's part of unplugging from the matrix. Chosen one. We have a brain, all right? So we use this head for more than a hat rack, all right? Unplugging from the matrix. Think outside the box. So we're not out there spending unnecessary money on things that are temporary. Okay, just hand towel. I could wash it and use it, right? Okay, so it's there. And many of us should have a couple of extra hand towels around, right? We should. I mean, I would think. If not, they're relatively inexpensive, right? And so you wet it and dampen it, you know, and leave it in there for 24 hours. You got a cold compress. And then you can, once it warms up, and then you let it cool off again, no pun intended, if it's still wet enough, roll it back up, put it back in there, and if you need it the next day, there it is. There it is. Real simple. Okay, that's just another alternative for ice packing. Because I did in the beginning to get things rolling, I bought a bunch of those, put in the freezer, beaded ice pack. But over time, using them quite often, they wore out. And so I think I had like 7 of them, and I'm all the way down to just 1. Because they started to break and beads started to fall out. That's how often we were using them. And so, and the Lord told me, don't buy no more. He said, don't buy no more. Towel in the fridge. There we go. Yeah, he said, don't waste any more money on that stuff. So, unplugging from the matrix. All right, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give y'all some physical healing tips for whoever needs it. And so, like I have shared before, for anyone, because listen, domestic violence is a real thing. Okay, we all, not all of us, but we all are aware of it. And those of us who have experienced a physical assault, I will share with you another thing for bruising that a little goes a long way, and I'm serious. Okay, let's say you've got a job interview, and let's say you have a bruise because the narcissist did what he did, or she did what she did. Okay, he or she, and you're a little bit, I'm not going to say insecure, but you don't want that bruise showing during the interview. Diaper rash ointment. Okay? At least if you've got time to start putting just a little bit of diaper rash ointment on that bruise. Okay? Just a little bit. And I mean, I'm talking a little bit because it goes a long way. Put a little bit of that on there up to about 3 days prior. You'll notice a huge difference in the coloration. It'll start to go away. And so you can still use it because it will get that zinc oxide help the circulation around that bruise, and so it helps it heal, and it also helps to get rid of that bruising color. Okay, so there's your tip on that one. Right, that's it right there. Okay, part of unplugging from the matrix is learning how to do this. It's part of the transformation, the renewing of the mind, and start thinking outside the box. How to utilize things that we already have for self-care. And the hand towel, dampening it and then rolling it and putting it in the fridge to use it for a cold compress. That's just one thing that I learned. Nobody told me that. God revealed it to me in a previous season while I was doing that. And then it moved to more ice packing that was needed. And then now he said, okay, let's bring this back. It was like an introduction. And so I said, okay, yeah, the hand towel, it works wonders. And so anything that you might need to cold compress, okay, bruising or what have you, or just someplace in the body that just seems to be really hot for whatever reason. And actually that means there's too much salt there and muscle tension. So air pockets. And so cold compresses also help the body relieve air pockets, okay, because air pocket is what expanding with that metal molecule next to it, pushing up against that air pocket, and that's what's causing the pain. So it's real simple. It's real simple. So you can alleviate that with cold compresses. And yeah, there are natural healing, holistic practitioners out here who will tell you the same thing. They'll agree with me. They know. And so, in fact, there's one who I got the tip about putting the ice pack right here on the thyroid. Yep, put that ice pack on the thyroid, and you will regulate your entire nervous system. Seriously, try it. If you haven't done so already, get you an ice pack, put it right there, your thyroid. Okay, your thyroid's right here, right below. The little thing is right here. Okay, right below that, your thyroid's right there. Put an ice pack on it. Oh, I kid you not. I discovered that, but I didn't realize that that's what it was until I came across that doctor who is a holistic doctor. Yes, I follow her on TikTok, of course. And when she said that doing that, of course, she used a bag of frozen veggies, and you can do that too. If you've got a bag of frozen veggies, put them right there. Let me go find her. Y'all. But that's all part of learning how to work with what we have, okay? To work with what we have. Because, okay, let's see. Who I am following. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Hold up a second. Okay. Yeah, I want to get her name for you. Okay, Dr. Abby is one, and then there's another one. Dr. Abby will tell you about the diaper rash ointment. Yep, right there on TikTok. And then where's the other one with the... Oh, maybe I haven't followed her yet. Wait a minute. Huh. I stand corrected, my bad. She is a doctor, and I'm going to, when I come across her again, I will, let's see, wait a minute. Let me keep looking, because I could be speaking too soon. Hold on a second. Oh, there she is. Yeah, Dr. Mary Beth, Natural Healing. She's the one that told me about the, right, that tells us about the, yeah, Dr. Mary Beth on TikTok. Yeah. And she goes by Dr. Dr. Mary Beth Health, Natural Healing. Yeah. All right, there you go. All right, I just want to share that with y'all because it's true. You know, there are, yeah, because there are natural practitioners out here. That's why I tell you all that if you need to see a doctor, do your research. Okay, do your research. There are some natural practitioners out here. All right, so I wanted to share that with you all so that you know that I'm not just speaking for myself here. All right, there we go. Okay. Yeah, there you go. And I just wanted to make sure I'm getting all of the comments and stuff. But, yeah, I think we've covered quite a bit as we continue to unplug from the matrix. Yeah, unplugging from the matrix and learning new things. And learning that, take a look at what you already have before you go out buying something that can work to accomplish a particular task that you're trying to accomplish. Okay, seriously. Let's see if I can think of an example. Well, besides the hand towel for a cold compress. Okay, yeah. Don't. Okay. I know they sell them. These long handled, like, grippers. So, like, if you're trying to get something, let's say you don't have a step stool, or even if you do and you don't want to get on it when there's no one else around. I mean, we get that. I understand safety, okay? But, don't go buy one of them grabber tools if you have a back scratcher. A back scratcher is going to be, right, now I have one that's extendable, okay? I've got the back scratcher. Yes, when you live by yourself. You kind of want to have something like that, right? Well, we're not alone with the Godhead, but you know what I'm talking about, okay? That, right, and I don't have a wall that I can, you know, so I have a back scratcher, but it's extendable. So if you have that or a regular back scratcher is going to be a pretty decent length, okay? And so take a look at that first before you go buying any kind of product that, like, a long-winded, and it's got some, right, it grips, and it's got some grippers at the end, okay? Be careful. All right, don't look at, that's just one example. Take a look at what you already have inside the home, inside the environment. You want to get something off the top shelf, but you don't have a step stool, or you do, but you don't want to use it with no one else there. Do you have a back scratcher or something else that is extendable that you can use to pull that item to the forefront and then hold your hand up to catch it, whatever, depending on what it is, obviously. But think outside the box. Chosen one, unplug from the matrix. Okay, unplug from the matrix. That spiritually we walk away, but mentally we got to unplug from the matrix, meaning we're not going to keep buying unnecessary things if we've got something in the home that will suffice. And so I use my back scratcher to get protein shake bottles off the top shelf, even though I can reach it if it's to the edge. Standing flat-footed, I can reach it if it's at the edge. Now, right, and if I don't feel like getting my step stool out, which a lot of times I do, if I just want to go ahead and grab one real quick, I grab that back scratcher and I just wheel that thing on to the, there you go, till I can get it. Not complicated. Seriously. And let's see, I'm trying to see if there's another example, but that's just one of many, you know, things like that. To learn to work with what you have, you know, see what you have already that might get the job done before you go buying stuff that just going to take up unnecessary space and become a waste of money later on. That's the other thing you got to think of. Like, if I'm going to go and buy those grippers, but I have a back scratcher, why? Because the back scratcher, it extends, it'll get that thing off that top shelf just fine. Why am I going to buy one of those? That's just going to take up, you see where I'm going, right? Okay, so then I'm going to end up hoarding a bunch of stuff I don't need. And so that's what we're unlearning, okay? We're unlearning a lot of that. You got a wooden handle one, and I'll bet it's a decent length, right? To where if you need to get something off the top shelf, unless you're already 6'5". So yeah, think smart, using the things that we have already on hand to get the job done. Yeah, seriously. Another great example, I got to tell y'all this story. Okay, I had an actual tripod, okay, yeah, that I carried with me. It was a little bulky, and it was becoming more of a chase your tail to keep it dust free. So I said, okay, hold on a second. I looked on my desk. I have that tripod that I used when we were doing walking videos, which, hang tight, we're working on that again too, but hang tight. We'll get y'all. We got y'all covered. But I have that other tripod, and I sit on the table, and it does the same thing the other big bulky tripod did. And so I looked and I said, why don't I have both of these? Well, the one that was collecting dust, it was becoming a chase your tail chore. So I got rid of it. I said, I don't need this anymore. It served its purpose. See, this is why I'm big about the assessment on things. Like, is it still serving a purpose, or is it becoming too much of a nuisance, right? Is it becoming a hassle? If I got to chase my tail to keep it dust free, I'm going to get rid of it, because it shouldn't be that way. So, and it was an item that was in the previous smoke-filled environment. So naturally, it had some nicotine that got glued to the surface of it. So of course, it was going to attract dust a lot easier. And so I said, I'm not going to chase my tail like that. I have the other tripod, we good. But you're going to laugh, because I remember I was like, okay, I got to gear up. I'm going to do some more Patreon cooking demos. So in my mind, I'm like, I got to get prepared for that. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I looked over where that big bulky tripod was, because that's what I used in the previous room to make those demos. And I looked over and I was like, oh crap, wait, I'm gonna have to go get another one. And then it's like God spoke up and said, you got a table. Oh, that's right, wait a minute, I got that tripod, hold up. I got that tripod, I got this table, we good. We good, we got all that we need. So like God stepped in and reminded me, like, no you don't. Because I did. I was like, oh, darn, not. Because that's what I was doing before. So it's all part of changing that thinking. Mindset shift. There you go. I know that's in the title, but that's what we're talking about. As we think outside the box, that mindset shifts. Okay, those are your mindset shift to unplug from the matrix. So we stop thinking like we used to think while we were in the matrix spiritually, while we were actually following the crowd. All of the conditioning we got to thinking that, oh crap, I got to replace that now because I was doing, but I got something else that'll get the job done just as well, if not better, and I'm not chasing my tail to keep it dust free. That and the table. So there you go, everybody. Thinking outside the box, that mindset shift. We got to quit thinking like the Matrix. We got to quit thinking the way we used to. That's all part of unplugging from the matrix. We have to, and the renewing of the mind to be transformed into the best version of ourselves. We got to change our thinking. We got to change the way we think about things. Man, and it is ongoing. That's why I say I'm there with y'all. I am there with y'all, because that's what's going on now. Is I'm like, man, we got to change that thinking. Think outside the box. Take a look at the things around you in your environment. What you already got. You got a task at hand that you want to get done. Well, take a look at what you already have on hand that can help you get the job done. Seriously. Because that back scratcher that I have, here's another thing. That back scratcher I've got, okay, it has teeth on the end, of course. Okay, like a little hand. Okay, and it goes like this. Right? A curve. Back scratcher. It's kind of cute. Okay, I know cute, that's not an adult word, but anyhow, but that's what it looks like, a little hand. So it's got fingers. And it curved over. So that's what helped get stuff off the shelf. Okay? Them little fingers. Anyway, on those same little fingers, I take a piece of masking tape. Let's say I got a piece of a cobweb or something up there in the corner. And I have a Swiffer duster yet. But let's say it's a piece of dust that the Swiffer duster fiber cloth's not picking up, but I can see it. I'm like, I need to get that off of there. I take a piece of masking tape, because I already have that on hand, or Scotch tape, whatever tape you have, and I wrap it around nice and tight. I don't tape it to the teeth, no. On the smooth side, and then tape, right? So I have a little, like a ribbon around those teeth of the tape. And because of the curvature, it fits right there, and it'll get that corner. I take that tape and bloop, right there on the ceiling, and doop, 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 just dab a little bit, bring it back down. Lo and behold, I got the dust off. Throw the tape away. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Think about stuff like that, okay? To unplug from the matrix. Not just, we walked away from it spiritually, but we got to unplug from it mentally as part of the renewing of the mind, that transformation. The mindset shifts. All right, so there's a few things for y'all. Right, I've got a little tripod. It's not fancy or anything, but I can put it on the table and use it. There you go. All right, thank you. All right, everybody. So, listen, that wraps up this one, and I know we're going to be talking a lot more about the inconsistencies as we continue to notice them as we unplug from the matrix. So you can look for this to become a Let's Just Chat series. All right, so consider this one part 1, Unplugging from the Matrix, part 1. I'll put that in the title later on when I go into tidying some things up, thumbnail-wise and everything. I'm going to put part 1 because I just know we're going to talk about this some more. There's so much to unpack with all of that, the inconsistencies and everything. All right, everybody. So, yeah. Right, I saw that. Thank you for the email, Chris. I saw that. Stevie catching that microphone. I did. I saw it. I'm going to reply. I just now did. But yeah, thank you for sharing that. I had not seen that clip. I've seen other clips of things, but I hadn't seen that one. But yeah. That would be another thing. We're no longer oblivious to the world stage and the acting that goes on with all that deception. Yeah. So let's keep on unplugging from the matrix, chosen one. That's right. Let's keep on keeping on. Again, I highly encourage y'all, check those links in the description below. We got courses. We got digital products. We got, consulting and coaching session for y'all. Right on the website, you'll see that in the navigation drop-down menu, individual consulting coaching session. And don't forget, for the 30-minute, 1 hour, and 1.5 hour one, you got a BTBW discount code to get a discount off your first individual, virtual, or by phone consulting session. All right, that's your choice. You will be prompted to answer whether you want it to be virtual or by phone. And if you want it to be virtual, you can state your preference. Now, if it's 30 minutes, we can use Zoom. If it's anything over 30 minutes, we're not going to use Zoom because Zoom charges, it only goes 40 minutes. Anything after that, right, you got to pay for it. And I already got enough on my plate as far as the academy and things like that. But we've got Google Meet. We've got FaceTime. We've also got StreamYard. We can use that for a session, okay? Because I paid for that. So, we've got all kinds of ways that we can do these things, okay? Get those individual consulting coaching sessions for y'all. And check out the website. We've got some updates. You could always sign up for the free monthly newsletter right there at the bottom. Again, like I say, if you have not received the current month when you sign up, allow 24 to 48 hours for me to get it, because I don't always get the notification, and sometimes some of y'all may not have confirmed your email. So you'll want to make sure you confirm your email, all right, before it'll go through on my end for you to get that newsletter. All right, yeah, all right, we've got January, coming, and so if you would like your copy, still have a few days of December, all right, so I'll make sure when I see you as an email subscriber, okay, when I see it, I'll make sure you get the current month, and then going forward, you should receive the upcoming month automatically, as long as you hit that subscribe button to the email. All right, to the newsletter. And don't hesitate to reach out with any questions that you have. But yeah, let's keep on keeping on, man. Unplugging from that matrix. Woo! All about getting that heightened awareness. Heightened awareness to catch all these inconsistencies that have been there our whole lives. Ooh. Sending love and light to all fellow warriors. Thank you for watching, listening, and for your continued support. Till next time, let's show some gratitude to the Heavenly Father. And you keep being you. In Jesus' name, amen.